Okay, I wanted to do a quick Honor 7X review. Paid $199 for that. Just did this long review of the thing and had an issue with my phone. So the video got messed up. Here's the Honor 7X. It's $199. It's a good phone. I want to tell you about the two major issues with it. Major issue number one, the viewing angles are poor. Don't care what anybody says. Some reviews will tell you it has good viewing angles. They're lying. The screen is nice, but I'm used to Samsung flagship phones, by the way. My previous phone was a Galaxy S6, before that a S5, before that a S3, before that a S1. So I'm used to high-end Samsungs with nice OLED screens. So I'll tell you, if you turn this one, it looks nice straight on, but if you turn it, it gets dim very quickly. It's very noticeable. When I first got the phone, it really bothered me. Of course, I got used to it. And if you're not used to high-end Samsungs, maybe you won't even know. I don't know. I haven't had a lot of LCD phones, so I can't say if this is what all LCDs are like. But I know compared to high-end Samsung OLEDs, the viewing angles are very poor. As soon as you turn it, it gets dim. When it's sitting here laying on my desk and I'm doing something and I look over at it, it's very dim. I even notice it when I'm in bed web surfing and I just turn it at an angle a little. It's dim. It actually kind of cuts into my web browsing experience just a little. It's livable though. You don't need viewing angles on a phone that much because 90% of the time when you're looking at your phone, you're looking straight at your phone, So it's livable. And it's to be expected on a $199 phone. What do people expect? You're going to have to be sacrifices somewhere. The other bad, it has a bug. If you go to, watch this. Okay, I'm on Wi-Fi. I have 50 megabits per second Wi-Fi. Let me run a speed test with Bluetooth on. You see that in the settings? Bluetooth is on. It's going to test at about 3 megabits per second. Actually, it'll be 2 point something. I already know, because here's the bug. It throttles you, for whatever reason, if you're using Wi-Fi and Bluetooth at the same time. I don't know, it's some sort of bug, or it could be a hardware issue. Because the original way it was explained, that I read about this on a forum, was because apparently some older model of OnePlus phones, which is also a Chinese phone like this one, have the same issue. But in a much less respect, it's a much more minor way. They don't throttle 3 megabits per second, they throttle to 25 megabits per second, which in my opinion isn't even a problem. But as you can see, I got 2.49 with Bluetooth on and over my 50 megabits home Wi-Fi here. Now let me turn Bluetooth off, and let me test again. Now it's going to do close to 50 like my internet connection is capable of. Oh, look at that, it's way over 30, it's pushing 40. That's the bug. When you have Bluetooth on, it throttles your Wi-Fi. Now for me, it throttles it consistently to about 2.6, 2.8 megabits. You can actually get a lot done on that. You can watch YouTube fine on that. It may buffer a little more, but the quality is good. It's like very clear 480p. There's a lot of things you can do on the 3 megabit per second throttled Wi-Fi that are fine. You'll notice it on Snapchat. You'll notice it on downloading podcasts. At least I do, because I download some podcasts that are like 100 megs, and it's slow unless I remember to toggle the Bluetooth. That's all you got to do. If you need fast Wi-Fi, toggle your Bluetooth. It is an annoyance. I use Bluetooth a lot. I use it in my car constantly. I listen to podcasts, music. I have a Bluetooth speaker. I listen to podcasts a lot at the house, and there's some Bluetooth in there. That's an issue. Sorry for my tone. I'm just annoyed that I shot this whole 25-minute video and now I'm trying to make this one short. Now I have to do it all over again. So that's the major two issues. Dim viewing angles. Reviews on this are full of crap. Most of them are they don't tell you anything about the phone really, because none of the reviews mentioned this Bluetooth Wi-Fi problem. And I know it's not just me, because I've seen other people on the internet have it. And I believe they all have it, most likely, pending any further information to the contrary. Because as I said, it was apparently also a problem with some older models of OnePlus phones, and the issue was apparently explained away as well. The Wi-Fi and Bluetooth use the same antenna. Whatever the thing, so I don't know if it's a hardware issue or if it's something that could be fixed in an update. It doesn't work. It doesn't happen over LTE to me. I get max LTE speed, which on my connection is about 8 megabits per second because I use Cricket and they're capped at 8 megabits per second. But I get the full 8 megabits per second with Bluetooth and LTE on simultaneously. So it's not an issue over LTE. But when I'm at home, I'm on Wi-Fi to save data. I have an 8 GB plan, but I could use that pretty quickly if I'm not careful. So at home, I use Wi-Fi, of course. So it can be a little bit of an issue with all the caveats I've discussed. And that is that most of the time, 3 megabits per second will probably be fine. You probably won't notice it. If it's not fine, you'll notice it. For me, I notice it downloading large podcasts or maybe looking at Snapchat. It really will slow Snapchat down a lot. Then you just need to go into settings and toggle Bluetooth off, and then you'll be back to full speed Wi-Fi. Again, it doesn't happen over 4G LTE. It's fine there. Whether they can fix that in a software update, I don't know. It could very well be a hardware problem. Pluses on this phone: it's nearly bezel-less, and it's the only phone currently low-end available that has that. Very small bezels, love it. Very great feel. Aluminum, feels great. There's times you'll just be amazed this is a $199 phone. At first I didn't like it. It had too many problems. Remember, I'm coming from high-end Samsungs. I'm used to no problems. I'm used to the fastest around. I'm used to the best around. At first, when I got this, I had some issues and I wasn't thrilled with it, even though I did like it a lot. The longer I go with it, the more I like it. It's probably not going to be my permanent phone. I'm going to get something else nicer eventually. But I've already had it 2 months. I've had it since like mid-December when they first came out. And so, it's getting to the point where I feel like I've already got my money worth just about. I mean, I've already gotten 2 months service out of it, and it's probably going to be at least another month. And then I'm going to throw it on eBay for like $100, and probably get $100 out of it. So I'll have paid $100 for 3 months, 4 months, however long I use this phone. I do like it. I like it a lot. It's big. It's smooth for the most part. It has a mid-range chipset, 3 GB RAM, 1080p display. If you're looking straight on, the screen can be gorgeous at times. It's a little dim. I put it on about that much brightness, about 75%. It's still a little dim. It's not dim looking straight on. From an angle, though, it dims quickly. Poor viewing angles, like I said. What do you expect? It's a $199 phone. Sometimes apps can be laggy for no particular reason, particularly the camera app. But overall, if you take a ton of photos, that can be a problem. I don't use my camera app much. There's times the lag on this phone is inconsistent. There's times when you open up the camera and there'll be like a 5-second delay. It seems to take a while to load it into memory. Then if you just hit the camera again, it comes up quickly. But if it's the first time you use the camera in a while, there's a delay a lot of times. All the lag on this thing tends to be inconsistent. There's times that a couple times in the 2 months I've owned it where it just chokes up for whatever reason. And at that point, all you can do is wait for it to become responsive again. Reboot it. Wait for it to become responsive enough to close out all your apps, and it should be fine. It's only happened a couple times, but it's not. There is a few issues, little niggles, little bugs. But for the most part, it's smooth. It's fast. It's got a big screen. It's the only thing low end without bezels right now. I do recommend it, but I do recommend, if you can, wait for the Moto G6 Plus, because I think it'll be better than this. But it's supposedly not coming out until March. The new line of Motos, the successor to the Moto G5, which is another popular low-end phone. I would recommend waiting for that because of the little bugs on this one. But for $199, it's nice. It's smooth. It does what I want. For the most part, it's a very good web surfer. I like it. It works as a good phone. It has little quibbles, Bluetooth. Sometimes there's little crackles and pops over Bluetooth audio. Again, not a deal breaker. It's rare. It's just something I noticed. It doesn't hurt your enjoyment of listening to podcasts or music, really. I wouldn't worry about it. It doesn't like Snapchat. It seems like the new update of Snapchat is so much better, but the old one it really struggled with, which I didn't know, but apparently a lot of Android phones do. My Galaxies didn't, but this one did. I think the new update's a lot smoother, though, of Snapchat. Yeah, and you can see it's smooth. It's got a mid-range chipset, 3 GB RAM. Chipset's about equivalent to a Snapdragon 635. It's pretty powerful if you think about it. I have a Chromebook that doesn't have as much power as this. Let's put it that way. So I think it has plenty of power for what you need. Again, I don't know what to say. The off angle, the viewing angles are weak. It has oleophobic coating and Gorilla Glass. It's not advertised as such, but believe me, it does. It's not advertised with Gorilla Glass. I've been carrying it with no screen protector. I don't carry screen protectors on my phone ever. It doesn't scratch. You know, I carry it around in my pocket bare, no screen protector, with my keys, never scratches. Same as all my Samsungs did. Gorilla Glass is fine. You don't need a screen protector. Stop wasting your money. But this does have, it doesn't have Gorilla Glass because it doesn't have the brand name of it, but it does have hardened glass. Trust me, as an owner. It has oleophobic coating. It will smudge a little, but they wipe off easy. I would say the smudges wipe off easier than my previous Samsung S6. Granted, because it was probably a year and a half old, so that maybe I think the oleophobic coating wears off over time. So it probably wore off on my S6, but you know, but this has an oleophobic coating. Let me go ahead and wipe it off real quick. So yeah, like I said, there's issues, there's quibbles, but on the whole, I think it's a good phone. I think it's worth $199. But I would recommend waiting for the GS6 if you can in March, because I think that'll be a better phone. I think it'll have less bugs. But for the price, I do recommend this. It has a lot to like. It has a main positive is the big old screen with very few bezels. The screen can look gorgeous as long as you're looking head on. Most part it's smooth. For the most part it works well. The battery life is excellent. It doesn't have quick charging. A lot of reviews griped about it for that. I don't care. I charge my phone at night and I use it during the day. I don't care about quick charging. Yeah, it would be nice, but it also charges decently fast without quick charging. You know, it's slower than quick charging, but it charges decently fast. And the battery life is really good. I mean, this for me, I can use it pretty much 2 days. Like if I forget to charge it, it would be fine the next day. That's me, you know. But yeah, the battery life is tremendous, in my opinion, on this phone. Tremendous. So that makes the lack of quick charging not an issue, which I think is an overblown issue anyway. And like I said, it charges decently fast, you know. So even though it doesn't have quick charging, it's not an issue. It doesn't have NFC, I guess. All the reviews talk about that. Who cares? I don't use NFC. I mean, I guess it's starting to become a thing. I don't even fully understand what it is, but I mean, I know it's some kind of, you swipe your phone to pay for stuff, but I've never seen it in any stores. You know, is that something that stores are just not getting? Or I don't know. You know, I'm unclear on it. You know, it may be something that I'm starting to desire, but right now, I don't care. So yeah, that's what I can say about it. Watch out for the Wi-Fi bug, but it's still usable despite that. You know, just toggle Bluetooth if you need fast Wi-Fi. The rest of the time, the 3 megabits Wi-Fi will probably get you fine, and the bug doesn't affect LTE, so you're fine there. Watch the dim viewing angles, you know, but again, it's something that's easily livable. Other than that, it's a nice phone. I can see why it's highly rated on Amazon. For the most part, I really like the phone a lot. I really do. Especially for $199, because you can't get anything for $199 anymore. But as I said, if I had my druthers, and if you want a recommendation, I would say wait for the Moto G S6 Plus. There's already spy photos on the internet. It's coming in March, allegedly. I think that's probably going to be a better buy because it won't have the Wi-Fi bug. It probably has a little better viewing angles on the screen, things like that. It has a real Snapdragon CPU instead of a Kirin CPU, so it probably won't have the random bugs with certain apps. But it's also going to cost more. Those cost the version that has the same size screen as this, I think, was slated to cost $330. There's going to be a